Hello, welcome back to Tiny Nest. I'm Kiva.
I'm Jake.
It's our second winter living in the tiny house, so we thought we would do an update video to let you know how that's going.
Several sponsorship opportunities have come up for us, but due to the nature of our channel, we found ourselves pretty selective, and also we're living this sort of lower consumption lifestyle.
But a company called NewAir offered to send us a small space heater for free, and that made sense because we live in a tiny house. So this video is sponsored in the sense that we got the heater for free, and we're going to talk about it in this video.
And you can find a purchase link and a discount code in the description, and if you make a purchase through there, it will help support our channel.
This solves the problem we've had in the past of being too cool. Cool. Terrible jokes aside, this heater is very nice looking, and it looks like something that you could permanently have in your house, as opposed to a temporary solution like one of those cheapo heaters we got when we were building. Another feature that it has is it's really quiet, and we can show a side-by-side comparison of the sound that comes out of both heaters. Another feature is that it's controlled digitally instead of using a knob, and it has a remote.
Here's a quick look at the digital control. When you turn it on, it'll show the room temperature regardless of whether it's heating or not, and then there's a separate indicator that shows if it's heating. To change the temperature, you press this button. It'll first go into a timer, so you can set a number of hours that it'll run before automatically turning off, and pressing again goes into the actual temperature setting, which you can change in 1 degree increments, which is nice because you know actually what temperature you're aiming for, as opposed to just turning a knob and hoping for the best. Of course, I still don't know what this means because it's in Fahrenheit. I mean, come on, where's the Celsius? Then there's a high and low setting for the heater. The high is a little bit louder, pumps out a lot more heat, and the low is the ultra quiet mode. And then there's an eco, which is like a preset low power mode. And then when you turn it off, the blower will run for an extra 10 seconds to expel any excess heat, which will reduce unnecessary wear on the internals. The last thing worth mentioning is that it's pretty light and has a handle, and it's got a removable filter where the air gets drawn in through the back that you can take off and clean. As you probably already know, we do have a main heater in the form of this propane furnace, and we do use it, but because the whole computer-controlled system that's going to do the job of turning it on and off is not done yet, we just have this jerry-rigged switch inside our control panel that we have to awkwardly reach in and click on and off manually to operate this thing. So it's proven to be a bit of a hassle, and every time we open the door, like a waft of heat can escape. And because we do go in and out quite a bit, especially Kiva dealing with her horses, we just found the whole situation kind of a hassle to manage. So it's been a perfect time for us to use the NewAir space heater, because we're using it just on a low setting as a way to keep the place from getting too cold, and if we really need to heat it up, we just run the furnace. And I should mention that the space heater could easily heat this whole place, but we've always intended to use propane because we've allocated our electrical loads elsewhere, like for cooking. And now that we've had this experience with the space heater, we're thinking about keeping it permanently as a supplemental heat source. A lot of tiny houses have that setup where they've got a small electric heater, again as a backup to keep it from ever getting too cold, and then a main source of heat in the form of a wood stove or a propane furnace.
Both Ben and I, with our frequent trips in and out, drag in a lot of water and dirt and mud, and we've kind of just been dealing with that with this super large mat here, and we never intended to have a mat this big. It is rubberized on the bottom, but it isn't actually waterproof, and we found that if we drag in something like snow that gets on here, it's actually soaked through and slightly damaged the flooring underneath. So what we're thinking about doing is actually cutting out our flooring in the entrance and putting down something thinner, possibly linoleum, and then trimming it so we have kind of like a little sunken in area here to be kind of a catch-all for all of our stuff that we bring in when we come in from outside. And then we'll have something like this mat out in front of it, basically to deal with the size of Ben when he comes in and we wipe his paws.
Hey, easy. Stay. Yeah, thank you. Get the other one. Yes. Good job, buddy. Mwah. Get the back one. Get the back. The back one. Yeah. This one too. This one too. Okay. Good boy. You may have noticed that everything is white in here now, which is new, and it's one of many tasks that we're working on to make progress on the kitchen. So we're super excited about that. We're going to be putting white doors on here and shelves in there, and we're also working on the countertop. And while I was setting up this shot, I noticed that you can see how dirty this filter is. This quick life hack to share with you. Get one of these cheapo square fans and throw a furnace or ducting filter. Just tape it on the back. It's awesome.
Just want to show you our countertop. It's upside down right now because of the way that we were making the cuts last night, but we just wanted to show you because it's real and it's really happening. Listen up.
Woo, woo. Do you like that?
Jacob, don't do that. This solves the problem we've had in the past. I can just imagine like how fucking dorky my face looks when I do that, and it's like throwing me off. This solves a. It's funny because I can see you do your eyebrows like. Too cool.
I couldn't even.
Was that one good?
Not really. I don't know. It's okay. Do it one more time. One more time.
Too cool.
You can't do it anymore. I think you did a good one. Just carry on so that you can clean it. That you can remove and clean. Okay, one more time. Can I get the other one? No, you gotta give me the other paw! Give me this one. Give me this one. Get back over there. Do you need to do it again?